At the 2024 Formula One Miami GP, Ferrari will be racing in kind of blue? Blue accents, more like it. Though this livery isn't exactly as teased, it wouldn't have been the first time that Ferrari had debuted a blue car. But what is the story behind the original blue car? So the story goes, Enzo Ferrari dropped the iconic Ferrari red in the 1964 Formula One season, saying that he would never race in the Italian colors ever again. He followed through on this threat and wound up using a different livery for the final two Grand Prix of the season, racing in blue in what would become a flash-in-the-pan existence that was never seen again. Enzo Ferrari's rise to motorsport god was not a steady path, and in the case of the 1964 Formula One season, deep-seated battle over regulations were at the center of a very nasty fight. There was bad blood between Ferrari, the FIA, and Italy's National Sporting Commission. The conflict was seeded in 1962 when Ferrari wanted their 250 GTO to compete in GT racing. But according to the Italian rules at the time, 100 road-worthy models of a car had to be built before it became eligible. Ferrari was short of that number needed. They had a trick up their sleeve. Enzo was able to pull off a fast one on the FIA by taking the representatives to see a collection of the GTOs in one area of his factory, then escorted them on a factory tour, before taking them to see another finished collection of cars on the other side. The FIA observed enough cars to be satisfied with the requirements of GT racing, but Ferrari had simply moved one set of cars to the other location. Word had apparently gotten around and a good laugh, so that when Ferrari wanted to enter his new car, the 250 LM GT, into racing, the FIA eventually denied his eligibility. Not only did the FIA deny him, but the Italian Racing Commission didn't vouch for him either. In response, Ferrari handed in his competitor's license and vowed not to race in red ever again. Though Ferrari is synonymously Italian, Enzo was severing the visual ties between himself and Italy. So at the 1964 United States Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, contending driver John Surtees rolled out in a head-turning blue and white Ferrari. On paper, there were no true Ferraris by name entered, but Ferrari had not officially withdrawn. John Surtees and teammate Lorenzo Bandini entered under a new temporary name, the very not Italian North American Racing Team. For the drivers, very little would change. Surtees would still race in the familiar Ferrari 158 under the hood. It would just be adorned in the blue and white of the United States, rather than the familiar red of Italy. Surtees would go on to finish second at Watkins Glen, and would race with the same car again the season finale in Mexico, where he came through to finish second once more, to clinch and take home the 1964 Formula One World Championship. Ferrari would ultimately restore itself to red in the beginning of the 1965 season, and end its look in the American blue and white. And what would happen to that notorious blue Ferrari? I looked it up. It's a pretty interesting story. I hope to tell you that very soon.